Hi, Mike Sears here, and this is my story, number 12. When I was growing up at Ruamar, the boys' home that my parents ran, I grew up with two boys the same age as me. Mum used to call us her three musketeers. There was Big Mike. He was tall, dark and handsome. He was sporty and he was smart, always in the A class. And for some reason, all the girls loved him. Then there was Bobo. Bobo was blonde and fair. He was athletic and agile. And well, he wasn't all that smart, but most of the other girls liked him. And then there was me. Well, I was nerdy. I was not all that good looking. I was incredibly uncoordinated. And I don't think the girls even knew I existed. But I was always coming up with big ideas. One day the three of us came running into the kitchen to tell Mum our news. We've been made garden monitors. What are garden monitors? Mum asked. We are in charge of the gardens at school. We've got to water the plants and weed the gardens. Just like Adam and Eve, said Mum. Except we wear clothes, said Big Mike. And is there a tree whose fruit you're not allowed to eat? Mum said with a smile. No, said Bobo. But we've been given the keys to the garden equipment store under the school, and the headmaster said that only we are ever to use it. Well, make sure you do what you're told, said Mum. Straight away, I came up with one of my big ideas. Rather than go round to each of the plants with a watering can, why not dig an irrigation channel from the tap down to each plant? Unfortunately, the garden was very long, and the further away you went from the tap, the deeper you had to make the irrigation trench so the water would flow. One morning, one of the teachers cut across the garden because he was running late and fell down one of our irrigation channels. So we were told to fill them all up and to use the watering can. So I came up with another big idea. We were under the school where all the garden tools were kept, and I said, hey, let's go for an explore. We discovered lots of old cane that the school used to use when they did basket weaving for craft. Then we worked our way under the principal's office, and we could hear him singing. Hey! 1, 2, 3 o'clock, I'm the principal. 4, 5, 6 o'clock, I'm the principal. Our mates would give anything to come under here, said Big Mike. And then I came up with my biggest idea. Let's form a secret underground club, I said. I'll be president. Big Mike, you can be vice president. Great, said Big Mike. I'll be in charge of all the vice. What will I be? Said Bobo. You can be the chief, cook and bottle wash. What do they do? Well, Mum says that's what she is, and she does everything else. We borrowed Mum's old typewriter and we typed the rules for the club. Rule number 1, you had to do everything that the president said. Rule number 2, there was going to be a secret password. After a while, I went down to check out how the club was going. Knock, knock. What's the password? The Garden of Eden. When I came in, I could hardly see through all the smoke. But when my eyes adjusted, I saw that, gosh, almost every boy, yes, every boy in our year was under the school. They had found the cane. They had broken it into bits and had lit the end and was smoking it.
I said, guys, they'll realise that we're not out in the playground and we'll get sprung. Quick, half of you, come with me out into the playground. I marched outside, but when I turned around, I realised that no one was following me. Didn't they know rule number 1? Then a teacher came up behind me.
Where are your classmates?
Hiding, sir, I said. We're playing hide and seek. Have you seen them anywhere? I better go and look for them.
But while I was trying to cover for them by pretending to look for them in the playground, they all decided to go under the headmaster's office and hear him sing.
Hey! 1, 2, 3 o'clock, I'm the principal. 4, 5... Oh, heck. Where's all this smoke coming from? Out of the floorboards. Oh no! Fire! Fire! Fire!
He ran to the staff room to raise the alarm. One teacher phoned up the fire brigade while another one grabbed the keys and went to investigate under the school. He found all of 6th class under the school smoking cane. And he frog marched them all up to the principal's office.
Okay, you lot. Who's the ringleader?
They all looked at each other and they said almost with one voice, Mike Sears is our president. I was grabbed from the playground. I was dragged up to the headmaster's office and I stood before him by myself behind closed doors.
They tell me you're the ringleader, Sears. But I don't believe them. You couldn't organise a flea circus. But anyway, you and your revolting brothers are fired. Hand in your garden monitor badges and get out of my sight.
When we told Mum what had happened, she said, well, you did the wrong thing, so now you've got to face the music. When Adam and Eve did the wrong thing and were thrown out of the Garden of Eden, God started straight away on his plan to allow mankind to be forgiven. He chose the Jews to be his people, and then he sent to them the Lord Jesus to pay the price for their wrongdoing, so all of us could be forgiven. That's pretty much the Bible in a nutshell. In fact, he even offers us the keys to the kingdom. That didn't happen for us at school, however. We were the naughty guys, the naughty boys, who almost burnt down the school, who broke the headmaster's trust, the disgraced garden monitors of South Hurstville Primary School. Have you done the wrong thing? Then be thankful that God has made a way for you to be given, to be restored, to be given the keys to his kingdom. Be thankful it's not up to Mr. Kearns, or you'd be damned for eternity. Yeah, God's good, isn't he? He's good. And by the way, people sometimes say that it was the apple on the tree that caused all the problems. But in fact, it was the pear on the ground. See you for story number 13.